Also, for everyone just joining that didn't hear, just need to grab a pillow, some kind of pillow, not a huge one, just a little kind of pillow that we can use as a prop for some of our moves, just to mix it up a bit today. Right, so we've got 1 more minute. I think there's less people signed up today, so we won't wait around. We'll start at past. Yeah, so make sure you've got your, whatever you're watching the class on, to the side of your mat so that you can see pretty easily what we're doing. Quite far back actually today, I don't know, maybe I've changed on that slightly, but hopefully you can see. I just want to be able to get my whole body in when I'm sitting up as well, because sometimes I cut my head off. So I thought today I'd try and make sure that you can see the whole of me. Okay, so for the first move, guys, so it's 12:30 now, so we'll get started. On my clock it is anyway. So for the first move, we want to kind of bunch the pillow up a little bit, and it doesn't matter if it's not perfectly like this, but what we want to do is get it, and I think you're all ladies, so get it into the area that is about where your bra strap is and lay back on it, and make sure you've got a little bit of room for your legs. So you're going to have your legs bent and your feet flat on the floor. And then we're just going to do a little bit of upper back and middle back opening. So it's going to look like a crunch. It's going to look like we're doing an abdominal crunch, but we're actually not. So what I want you to do is interlace the fingers and put them around the head so that your weight of your head is in your hands and your elbows are nice and wide. And then I want you to just visualize your spine being really soft and able to kind of curve forward and back, which it kind of can. But we want to encourage the muscles around it to let go of it. So just make sure that the pillow is just around about the base of your shoulder blades. And then you're starting off making sure that your pelvis is level on both sides and the pelvis stays exactly where it is. Now we don't need to think about this too much, it's just a stretch. So what I want you to do is just inhale and just slowly imagine and visualize your spine wrapping around the pillow as you let your head come back to a point where it feels like a little stretch across the front of your chest, but not painful. Your head might touch the floor, it might not, depending on the size of your pillow. And then we're going to exhale and just come back up. So this is where it looks like an abdominal crunch, but it isn't. Okay, so when we come back up, we don't want to crush the head forward and bring the elbows forward. We want to keep the elbows wide and the head and the eye line just still looking up at the ceiling. So let's go again. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale slowly and let the head just drop back as the chest opens. Exhaling, coming back up. 1 more here. Inhale. And exhale. So it's just a nice gentle opening to start with. Now we're going to go back 1 more time. We're going to stay back a little bit longer. Let's inhale and just take the head back to where it feels comfortable. And then I want you to just take 2 or 3 full breath cycles here. So just really feeling the chest opening and the collarbones nice and wide. So just inhaling and exhaling. Try not to do anything with the rest of the body, just let the upper body relax. And then on the next exhale, we're just going to slowly come back up. Good. And then we're just going to take our hands to the floor. So we're going to keep our body lifted up like this. So we are slightly supported now, but we still want to use our abdominals. So we're still going to lift our belly in and up, and we're going to start to move our legs a bit. So we're going to stretch our left leg out along the floor, just off of the floor, so the heel's slightly lifted, and then we're going to lift it up. So we're going to bicycle slightly backwards on this one. So we're going to scoop the foot and then lift the leg, bring the knee in as close to the chest as you can without pulling it in with your hands, and then stretch the leg long along the floor. Exhale, lift up, bend the knee, bring it into the chest as much as you can using your abdominals. Push away and back. Let's do a couple more this way, and then we're going to take the leg around the other side. So try and make sure that the hips are staying level. Just place one hand on the outside of each hip, making sure they're staying really soft and happy there. And then we're going to go the other way. So we're going to leave the leg up in the air. We take it down to the floor, then bring the knee in. So same thing, you're still pulling the knee in towards the chest. We're just taking the opposite direction with the leg. So this is now our forward single leg bicycle. So just breathe however you want to breathe here. Still lifting the belly in and up, feeling strong in the abdominals. We are supported, so it's a little bit easier for us, but we're just getting started, so we don't want to go too crazy just yet. Okay, let's do 2 more in this direction, then we're going to swap legs. So try and really exaggerate the movement. Stretch as long as you can. Bend that knee in as much as you can. Stretch as long as you can and away. And then bring the foot back down to the floor. Let's go the other way. So bring the other knee in and then stretch away. So we go backwards first. Reach that foot. Bend the knee towards the shoulder. So you might feel that this is easier on one side than the other. Just try and make sure that your hips are staying nice and level so that one hip is not hiked up slightly more than the other one. 1 more in this direction. And then we're going to go the other way. So stretch the leg long and then down. Bring it in, reach up. So try and get your leg as straight as you can, even if it means that you take it lower down rather than straight up to the ceiling, because some of us don't have quite that flexibility or enough flexibility there to be able to do that, and that's fine. 2 more, I'm getting warm. Nice, it's really warm in here. Good. And then just let that foot come back. Okay, so we're just going to turn to the side and just remove the pillow for now. Just bring it to the side of you. So we're going to use it again. I'm just going to fill up my mat a little bit because I'm all the way at the end. So feet hip distance. Let's just let the spine now soften down onto the mat after that chest opening. So just feel both sides of your body just softening down into the mat. Really specifically the shoulder blades as well. So just letting them soften down and melt slightly. Now we're going to place the pillow in between the knees so that we've got something to squeeze onto. And then speaking of squeezes, we're going to do some squeezes into the pillow and releasing. So it's going to wake up the inner thigh muscles and that connect up to the pelvic floor muscles. So nothing else is going to move. So arms are just relaxed, face is relaxed. And then we're just going to squeeze as we exhale and then release, but don't drop the pillow. Yeah, so we're going to do it 10 times. Exhale, squeeze. Nice long exhale. Inhale, release, let the pillow expand. Exhale, squeeze. This is a nice simple one, but really effective. Should ache a little bit by the last one. So we're going to come back to this inner thigh squeeze towards the end of the class, but in a different position. So we'll feel it in a different part of our legs while we're laying on our sides. A little bit harder to do. We should be halfway now. Let's do 5 more. Exhale, squeeze. If your legs are starting to shake, that's good. That means that the deep stabilizing part of the muscles, the real deep muscles, are waking up. They're getting a little bit tired. Mine are shaking a bit. 2 more. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Last one, squeeze and release. Now bring the feet in a little bit closer to your bottom. We're going to go into shoulder bridge now. So feet hip distance. Hands by the side of your hips to give yourself room and space for your arms to help you lift. So we're going to exhale and just curl the pelvis back as you push your lower back into the floor and then just start to peel your spine away. So coming up into the top of your first shoulder bridge, inhaling at the top, using your upper arms to lift you to, and then melting down with the next available exhale. So try and come up the same way, down the same way you came up. Let's go again. So we're going to exhale and slowly peel. Off of the mat, up to the top of your shoulder bridge. Inhale at the top. Exhale, melt down. Good. Okay, we're going to come back up again. Now, instead of squeezing into the pillow, we're going to do little pulses up and down. So small little lifts like this, just an inch or 2. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower down the same way you came up there. And then we're just going to take the pillow and place it right at the base of our spine now. So not kind of into your lower back like this, but lower down. So it's almost at the back of your hips and your pelvis so that your waist is off the pillow. Even if you've got a slightly bigger pillow, it doesn't matter. You just want to have that kind of slight support on your sacrum, that back part of your pelvis. And then just make sure that your hips are happy and they're right in the center of the pillow. And then relax the arms by the side of you. So we're going to do a little bit of our leg, the normal leg movements that we do, but on the pillow they're slightly harder because the pillow moves from side to side. So we've got to really lift the belly in and up, feel strong in between those hip bones and stable. So hands to the floor. Let's just take one leg up to our normal tabletop position and then the other leg to join it. Make sure the lower legs are quite relaxed but parallel to the floor. Okay, so we're going to start with our taps. 1 foot down, back up again. Other foot taps and back up. Good. So this is a little bit more challenging than our usual version, which is on the floor. Good. Keep it going, just alternating. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now just hug the knees in, both of them. And we're going to take the legs up towards the ceiling. So get them as straight as you can. Now we're slightly helped because our pelvis is a little bit lifted off the floor, so that's good. Makes it a little bit kinder for us. Now you're going to push your hands down. You can put them almost underneath the pillow if you need to, or you can have them a little bit wider. Then we're going to exhale and just try and lift our feet up towards the ceiling and lift our bottom slightly off the pillow. So with an exhale, you push down with your hands and try and lift your hips. Now, at least with this version, you've got a little bit of cushioning behind your hips to soften as you lower your hips and your bottom. 8, 7. Use your exhale as you push up. 1 more. Good. 2, doesn't matter how high you come up, the more you do it, the better you get. And 1. Okay, now we're going to lower one leg. So if you can, try and keep it really straight. Now, this is our scissors without assistance, so we're not going to be pulling on our legs. You've got to do the pulling movement with your abdominals. So if this is too challenging for you, I'll show you a modification in a second. But otherwise, we're going to do pulse, pulse, and change. Pulse, pulse, with the legs as straight as you can get them. If this is too much and your legs don't go that straight, just stick with the bent knee version and you'll tap, 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 tap. Yeah? So whichever one feels good for you, they're both going to work the lower abdominals, and that's what we want. So you're going with the straight leg, exhaling as you pulse, pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Well done. Hug the knees. Now we're going to just lift the pillow out, so you can just lift your hips, push the pillow to the side. It feels really nice when you come back down to the floor. After being on that pillow, it feels really nice on the lower back, what it should do. Okay, so instead of our hundreds this week, we've got a slight variation for you, which is going to still work the abdominals, but it's a little bit nicer in some ways. So our feet in the same position as we normally would for the hundreds, so hip distance, feet flat on the floor. We're going to take our arms back behind us, stretch and inhale. Exhale, semicircle around, lift the head and the shoulders. Now place your palms up towards the ceiling, but keep the arms really long. Now we're going to do small pulses, just like this, as if you're trying to touch the front of your shins. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now it is called the hundreds, but we're not going to quite do 100. And the little break, we're going to take our arms up to the ceiling now, above our shoulders, and pulse up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down low. You've got it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up high. Do as many as you can. You're going to start to feel this. We're going to take a break at halfway. Do something different. Back down low. Final set here before our break. Good. Now you're going to lower the head down, reach the arms up above the head, and just swing the legs from side to side. So you should have felt that quite strongly. For our second set, the second half, I want you to think about just keeping the eye line below your knees, lifting your belly in and up strongly, and that pulse is so small, but it's really fast and compact. So your lower ribs are going to come down towards your hips. So you're sliding your ribs towards your hips. Just make sure that your belly is not popping up by trying not to come up too high. Okay, so if you come up too high, you lose that connection. So we're going to stay nice and strong. Let's lift up again. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, reach. Let's go for it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up high. Keep exhaling as you pulse. Back low. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're so close. Up. Try and keep the hands above your shoulders if you can. Last set. We get a stretch after this. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Reach those arms back now. You should have felt it by the last set. A little bit of a warming sensation. If you actually put your hand on your abdominal, it should feel warm as well. Okay, let's take a full body stretch. And let's come into our roll up. So if you struggle with a roll up, you know the modifications are bending your knees as you come up or having your hands behind your lower back. We're only going to do 2 full roll up and down and then moving on to a side. So we're going to inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep the hands around, look down at your feet. Squeeze the feet and legs together and roll up slowly, super slow. Reach forward for a little added stretch onto the back of the legs if you want it, and then sit tall before we roll back down. Exhale, start to tuck your pelvis, draw the low belly in. Good, everyone looks great, all those that I can see. Reaching out, inhaling, let's just do one more full roll up and roll down. Exhale, sweep the hands, lift the head. Use your breath. So we've woken up those abdominals quite strongly with those pulses. You should be feeling it. Let's make this lower down for a count of 10. So exhaling, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Reach out. Take a full body stretch. Okay, we're going to turn onto our side now. I'm going to start off with some double leg lifts. So we're going to place the pillow between the ankles. Now, obviously the pillow is bigger than the ankles, so it's going to be probably most of your lower leg. So you want to be able to touch the toes, ideally, but it doesn't matter if you've got the pillow lower down. Now make sure your body's in a straight line, so line yourself up with a mat, you'll know you're in a straight line because the mat's generally straight. And then find a comfortable position for your head, so that might be laying on your arm, fully extended, or with your hand resting under your head. We are going to do double leg lifts though, so most people find it more comfortable to lay out on the arm. You've got that added challenge of having your arm up in the air if you're feeling really like you want to kind of push the balance a little bit more. But first off, before we do any lifts, I want you to squeeze both sides of your bottom and then get ready to lift both legs up. Now we've got a lot of pulses in this class so far, we've got some more coming up. So what we're going to do is pulse just the lower leg up into the top leg. So both legs are floated up, and I just want you to think just about your lower leg. So you're going to push up with the lower leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now just the top leg, but keep that bottom leg up. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep squeezing both sides of your bottom. 4, 3, 2, 1. And the final set, you guessed it, both legs squeezed together for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Okay, before we come on to the other side, we're just going to roll onto our front and do our double leg kick. So the double leg kick, slightly adjusted for the pillow to be in between our legs. It does mean that we're going to activate our glutes a little bit stronger, so you're going to feel it a bit more in your glutes. Just turn to face your right side and bring your hands behind your back. So grab onto one hand or one set of fingers with the other hand. The hands then come up high onto your back and you drop your elbows down. So feet are roughly on the floor, but even if they're lifted off, it's fine. Now we're going to kick. 3, 2, 1 with that pillow towards your bottom. Feet come down, head and chest lift, and we reach back and lift up with the head and the shoulders. Then we turn the other way. Hands come back, feet kick. 3, 2, 1. Feet down, head, chest lift. Turn the other way. You got it. 3, 2, 1. Feet down, head, chest lift. Go again. 3, 2, 1. And lift it high. 2 more to go, guys. You can do it. 3, 2, 1. Feet down. Lift and squeeze. Last time. 3, 2, 1. Lift and squeeze. Great. Okay, so we're going to turn ourselves around to the other side. Bring a pillow. So in between the ankles. You can always try it slightly lower down if you want to, see if it changes the sensation or where you're activating. But first off, make sure you're in a nice straight line. Squeeze both sides of your bottom. And then obviously to keep the pillow in place, just a gentle squeeze before we lift up. So laying out on your arm, top arm in the air if you want extra challenge. Okay, getting ready. We're going to float both legs up. And then we pulse that bottom leg only for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top leg on its own. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Getting ready for both legs. Let's go for it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Lower the legs down. Excuse me. Frog in my throat again. Okay, we're going to come back up. And let's do some. Put the pillow back between the knees. We're going to roll back down again. Okay, so we've got 2 levels of this one. We're going to be doing a sideline twist, but keeping that pillow in between the knees. It will enable us to keep our pelvis and our knees aligned so that we're nice and controlled and straight. So you can have your feet on the floor, just taking your knees over to the side. Actually, there's 3 levels. So you can just do it at this level, just showing you fast, or you can do it at this level, knees together, staying in the bent knee, or you can do it like this and extend your legs back in to come back to center. Yeah, so I'm going to do level 3, but if you need to, just take your feet down to the floor and just keep them there. You can also extend your legs here, only if your low back is feeling okay. Right, so we're going to do quite a few of these and they're going to be slow. So we're going to take our first position, wherever that is, tabletop or feet on the floor. I'm going to go to the right first, so I'm going to take my legs back. On an inhale, stretching. Exhale, reach away. Coming back in on the exhale still. So the exhale's long. Inhaling over to the other side. Exhale, stretch, back, and in. Keep exhaling. Good inhale. Push down on your arms. Keep both shoulders on the floor. If this is really easy, this level, you can always take the legs out and then leave them out as you come back to center. Then bend. Yeah, so you've got quite a few options actually. So this is challenging our side waist muscles quite strongly. And which level you pick will be very much dependent on how your lower back is feeling today, how your hips are feeling, because you've got quite a lot of activation going on the inner thighs as well. We're holding this pillow. Should we do 1 more each side? Slow as we can go. Should be feeling really warm now. And then back to center. Feet come down. Let's just take the pillow away. It's pretty warm, that pillow. Whew, overheating. Just give the legs a little shake from side to side just to release through the low back. And then how are we doing for time? We've got time for one more exercise, I think. So we're going to do some press-ups. Yes, I hear you say. Love a press-up. But they're press-ups with a difference. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of press-ups with a pillow just because it makes it a little bit more difficult, but we're only going to use it on one hand at a time. So it's going to be underneath one hand. That's going to give us a bit of instability and a bit of height, so it changes the position for the shoulders and we have to work slightly differently. So the knees are underneath the hips. Let's all do it in the box position because we're all girls and we probably don't have the strength to do full press-ups, but be my guest if you do. So I'm going to use my right hand on the pillow first. We're going to take the elbows out to the side as we lower. Keep the body long though, so keep your neck in line with the spine rather than kind of bending your head down and losing that nice strong position with the shoulders. So lift up and stay strong and then let the whole body come down as you exhale. Push away. And so inhale down, exhale up. We're only going to do 5 and then we're going to change over to the other side. So pillow comes underneath the left hand. Push the floor away from you as you push up. One more. Good, then just move the pillow over. We're obviously going to try this without a pillow in a second. Okay, so left hand on the pillow now, just take it to a position which feels good, so wide enough, elbows out. We also have tricep press-ups coming up. They're a little bit harder, but very, very useful for us. Last one. Good, so take the pillow away. Let's try it without the pillow now. It should feel really different, kind of weird. Strange having both hands on the floor. Let's go for it. 5, 4, 3. Keep that belly lifted in and up. 2, and 1. Now tricep press-ups. They are different. So one hand comes under the shoulder and the other hand comes under the shoulder. We turn the elbows back towards our hips. And then our arms, as we lower, should scrape our ribs. So they're not going out to the side. They're coming down and pointing back. You only lower to where your elbow creases and then you come straight back up, so no need to go lower. It will compromise the shoulder position if you go any lower and it's not safe, so keep it safe. One more time. Good, and then let's just sit back, stretch our arms out, take an inhale, exhale. So we're going to just lift our bodies up slightly so we can take our right hand, thread it through underneath as far as you can reach, and then lay on your right side, so your right ear, your right shoulder. And if you want a little bit more, you can push into your left hand and rotate your body slightly more to the right. Just keep breathing. It's a little side twist. We just did some twists, but now we're twisting from our upper back, which should feel nice. Slowly coming back to center. Both hands on the mat for a second, just to recalibrate. And then we go over to the other side. So left hand reaches through. Turn onto your left side. Rest your head down if you can. You can always lay on the pillow if your head doesn't quite make it to the floor. One more, inhale and exhale. And then just slowly coming back to center, both hands reach away. Come up to all fours, hands under shoulders. Let's take a little stretch to the spine. So exhale, tuck pelvis round the back. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone. One more slow each way. Exhale. Inhale. back to somewhere in between those positions. Let's just lift the belly in and up as strongly as you can, but still able to breathe. Lift, 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 and then relax. Lift again, draw it up, but don't change the position of your spine, so it's just the belly lifting and lowering. Exhale, let it go. One more time, draw it in, keep breathing normally. And then let it go. Let's just sit back onto our heels and rotate the wrists one way and then the other way. Give the hands a shake. And we're done, we're out of time. Nice to see you all. Hope you all feel a little bit stretched out after that. A little bit warmer probably in the abdominal area. And yeah, hopefully see you all next week, guys. Do some more classes, get involved with our parks, and see you again soon. Take care.